Chapter 8 opens a chapter of horrifying events that are going to occur on the earth, unlike any been seen before. You can think of some of the worst stuff you've ever seen before, and it won't come anywhere near this. You see both human and supernatural events going on. And we're going to try to look at the symbolism and see exactly what's going on and seeing what the earth is going to experience after the rapture of the church. Hello, everybody. I'm Keith O'Dare. And welcome to When You Search for the Truth, where we look for the truth by looking at what is actually written in the Word of God, word for word, from the original text, in the order given, using the original definitions. Hope you're enjoying this. Let's get started with Revelation chapter 8. All right, Revelation chapter 8, verse 1, and the word for word says, "And when opening the seventh seal, there came to be silence in heaven like a half an hour." Again, keep in mind what it says, like a half an hour. So when opening the seventh seal, 7 means complete, as we know. It does not mean perfection. That is actually 14, surprisingly. And we've been taught in the church that 7 means perfect or perfection, but what it means is complete. And as with the creation of the world, in 7 days it was complete. So that's where the 7 comes in there. And it says the 7th seal. Seal is, in Hebrew, it is the word chatham, and it's symbolic of authority, ownership, authenticity, and protection. It represents the owner's personal signature and power, often signifying that an item belongs to him. And this is exactly what we see in all the 7 seals. This is the authority of God over his creation. And a lot of people say, well, if he was a true loving God, he wouldn't be doing this. Well, yeah, he is a loving God. But if that love is not returned, I'm sorry, he has the right to be or respond the way he wants us to respond. And we're going to see that right now. The people that have accepted God through the blood of Christ, that covenant is out. And who is left is those who will not, regardless of what's going on. And we see that in the next couple chapters, or 3 chapters, will not, absolutely will not accept God through the blood covenant of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Anyway, it says, and there came silence, and this is solemn. Silence is the Hebrew word called kashah. Kashah is it's symbolic of profound reverence, and also symbolize absence of God. And we do see absence of God here. God is withdrawing himself. They're starting to see the protection of God being removed from the earth. People have no idea. Even the sinners, and we're all sinners, obviously, but even the ones who are belligerently against God have no idea what it means to have the presence of God withdrawn, that protection. They don't know, because they don't listen to the word of God, that Satan and his angels hate humanity and want to take us down with them. Because remember, we have been made above the angels, greater than the angels. So they hated that. The third of the angels and Satan hate that. And again, they want to take us down. But anyway, this is representative. The silence is this calm. They saw everything, the rocks falling on us, and the sixth seal, and so on, and all the things that went on before that. They seen all that. It's evidence. They seen the evidence of God, what they looked for all this time. Now, complete silence, complete withdrawal of God himself from the earth, which we're going to find out allows Satan and those angels that have been locked away to come out and just wreak havoc on the people that did not accept God through Jesus Christ. And it's funny, through their hatred of humanity, they're going to be doing God's will anyway, because that's what's righteously required of those who do not accept him. Anyway, it was in silence and in heaven like a half hour. So the silence in heaven, it was like a half hour. So the key word there is like, resembling a half hour. If we look at Daniel and the 7 weeks equals 7 years, and using that as a template, we find that this silence of a half hour is about 7 days, 1 week here on earth. So they're gonna be almost lulled into a sense of what's going on. We just had all this going down, and all of a sudden now it's quiet. It's quiet. This 7 days is going to be the completeness of the church age, or the age of humanity on earth without God. In verse 2, and the word for word says, and seeing the 7 angels which stood before God. It's interesting to note that Enoch chapter 1 verse 20 gives us the name or the names of those angels that stand before God. Those angels, you've heard a few: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Raguel, Phanuel, and Sariel. And it's interesting to note what their names mean. But anyway, these angels were given 7 trumpets, and we're going to find out trumpets mean judgment upon them. So we looking at the names of these angels, and what these angels are is, we have God withdrawing from the earth, and now these 7 angels are going to take over. These 7 angels are representation of the new owner, or the new one person that's going to be given ownership of this earth until the time that God comes down and creates a new heaven and a new earth. And it's funny, it tells you what it is. Michael is the number one. Michael is who is like God. If you ask any Christian that says who is like God, they'll answer Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. Gabriel, the man of God. Ask any Christian, they say Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Raphael, God's healer is what his name means. Ask any Christian. Read the Word of God, especially in the Brit Hadashah or the New Testament. God's healer is Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Uriel, God is my light, God's light. We hear from John in plenty of his writings, we find that the light of God is Jesus Christ. Raguel is, through God is a friend. We know that through Jesus Christ, we be able to become friends with God on a friend level. Not only a God level, but on a friendship level. Phanuel, and it says, face of God. How many times did Jesus say, you keep looking for the Father, but I've been with you all along. If you see me, you see the face of the Father. And that's exactly how you look at that, and you see the face of God. Ask any Christian, Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. And Sariel is the prince, the Sa of God, the Sa, Yah, which is the Messiah. All these angels are representations of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. And Yeshua is getting ready to take over and finish out this judgment, which we've heard back earlier. It says the wrath of God and of the Lamb. So this is righteousness of God coming down, righteous judgment coming down on the people of the earth. And we see Jesus basically taking over and dealing out this judgment upon the unrighteous. And again, in the same, we're given 7 trumpets, and we know 7 trumpets means judgment. All right, it's starting to heat up, and I hope to see what's going to happen. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me through Messenger or email or text or whatever, and or through the comments down below if you're on YouTube or on Facebook. So again, I appreciate you guys joining with me and learning what the Revelation actually says. And I hope to see you next time on When You Search for the Truth. Shalom.